to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning back in. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Rani, and today I'm coming back with a cash envelope stuffing video. This cash envelope stuffing is for my third paycheck of May, and this would be the final paycheck. So this month of May is one of those months where I get 3 paychecks. This time around we are working with $396. It is a pretty low amount, so I did have to figure some things out, move some things around. As you will see, the amount here amounts to $396, but that is actually less than what I would have been working with. I did have to take some money out of my emergency sinking fund. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I had that money. I am trying not to feel discouraged because I was seeing my emergency sinking fund fill up, and now with this, the fact that I was going to be working with less money, I had to pull out a certain amount from there, which depleted it just a bit. But you know, life happens, things happen. That's why that money is there. I am actually very happy and grateful that I had been building my emergency sinking fund, because this is a prime example of why that money was needed. And maybe some of you will disagree because of the whole for an emergency situation, but for me this was an emergency situation because I did not have the funds to cover some of these bills, and those are bills that do need to be covered. Therefore, I pulled some money out of my emergency sinking fund, and back to rebuilding it. I cannot allow myself to feel discouraged, even though I will admit I am feeling a tiny bit discouraged just because I was working hard to build it. I was almost at my $500 mark, but again, life happens, things happen. Now let's get started with stuffing these envelopes. So the first one up here is rent, and we're setting aside $100 for that one. And I do have my cash envelopes off here to the side. Let's just set them there so they don't block out the numbers. So 100 for rent. My next one up is phone, and I'm doing 60. What happened with this one is, as you can see, there's nothing in here, but on my previous cash stuffing video I did set aside $60, but it turns out that the payment was due before I would have been paid this time around. Therefore, I had to come up with the $60. So my mom did lend me the $60, and so the $60 that are going in here are gonna go to her. So we're doing 50, 60. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her that money and take care of that portion. She was nice enough to cover that for me. And if you haven't watched my previous video, I will be linking it down below so that you can check it out and see what I'm talking about regarding this envelope. The next one is gas. For gas, we are setting aside $15, so 10, 15. And in here, I do believe I have some money left over from last time. I have 15, so now we have 10, 20, 25, 30, which 30 is a good amount. I typically, I have mentioned this in my previous videos, 1 week my mom will fill a tank and the next week I will fill the tank. So it looks like we have some money in here, which is good. I like having a little bit left over to just cover that odd time that you need to pump an extra time in the week. And the next envelope is spending, and we're doing 30 for this one. So I did 20 and 30. So the reason why I am setting money aside, even though I did mention at the beginning of the video that I did have to take money out of my emergency sinking fund, is because I know that if I don't give myself even just a tiny bit, I fall back into bad habits. So it's always a safe option for me to give myself even, you know, a little bit. So that's spending. And then the next one here is my credit card. I am giving a $50 payment on my credit card. So I am putting it aside in this envelope. This envelope is not It doesn't have a label or a name. It's just an extra envelope where I'd be putting in my debt to know about or my payments. So there's that one. The next one up is car, and I'm putting 100 into that one. So now for this one, I'm only doing 100 this time around just because of the fact that, as I explained, I wasn't gonna have enough to cover the payment, but 100 will work for me, as my mom does cover some of the payment for the car, so she's going to be taking care of the rest. Thankfully, I am grateful for that, and I am very lucky. The next and final envelope is going to be a sinking fund, and it's going to be my insurance. I am putting 20, 40, 41, 42, 43. It does say in here 40, but I did have a few extra dollars from my previous spending envelope, so I decided to include them in here and just put that towards my insurance. So now let's take a look and see how much is in here with this money included. Let's arrange this. Okay, so we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 185, 190, 195, 200, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5. So currently we have 205, and I'm going to update this. So yeah, I want to make sure I put in an extra payment in this one so that I have the amount necessary for the due date. I believe my due date is sometime mid-August, so I'm going to make sure I have that all taken care of. That takes care of all my cash envelopes for this pay period. Again, I just want to thank you so much for clicking on this video, for watching it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't be shy and leave a comment down below letting me know your opinions, any suggestions, any video ideas if you guys have any. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Until next time, bye-bye.